The capture of Quebec in June 1759 by the British marked the end of the French and Indian War and the defeat of the French under General Montcalm. But the British general, Wolfe, was mortally wounded. A song called Brave Wolfe was printed as a news ballad shortly thereafter. Cheer up your hearts, young men. Let nothing fright you. Be of a gallant mind. Let that delight you. Let not your courage fail till after trial, nor let your fancy move at the first denial. I went to see my love only to woo her. I went to gain her love, not to undo her. Whene'er I spoke a word, my tongue did quiver. I could not speak my mind while I was with her. Brave Wolfe then took his leave of his dear jewel. Most surely she did grieve, saying, "Don't be cruel." Said he, "Let's for a space that I must leave you, yet love where'er I go. I'll not forget you." So then this gallant youth did cross the ocean to free America from her invasion. He landed at Quebec with all his party, the city to attack, both brave and hearty. Brave Wolfe drew up his men in form so pretty on the plains of Abraham before the city. There just before the town the French did meet them. With double numbers they resolved to beat them. When drawn up in a line for death prepared, while in each other's face their armies stared, so pleasantly brave Wolfe and Montcalm talked, so martially between their armies walked. The drums did loudly beat, colors were flying, the purple gore did stream, and men lay dying when shot from off his horse fell this brave hero, and we lament his loss in words of sorrow. The French began to break their ranks and flying Brave Wolfe began to wake as he lay dying. He lifted up his head while guns did rattle, and to his army said, "How goes the battle?" His aide-de-camp replied, "'Tis in our favor, Quebec with all her pride. We soon shall have her. She'll fall into our hands with all her treasure." Oh, then brave Wolfe replied, "I die with pleasure." In 1770, the British in Boston were singing the following song: "You simple Bostonians, I'd have you beware of your liberty tree. I would have you take care, for if that we chance to return to this town, your houses and stores will come tumbling down, daddy down, 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 daddy down." And they continued, "Our fleet and our army they soon will arrive, then to our bleak island you shall not us drive. In every house you shall have 3 or 4, if that will not please you, you shall have half a score, derry down, down," etc., etc. To which song the Americans replied by using the very same tune with these words in a song they called "What a Court Hath Old England." What a court hath old England of folly and sin, spite of Chatham and Camden Bar, Burke, Wilkes and Glyn. Not content with the Game Act, they taxed fish and sea, and America drenched with hot water and tea. Derry down, 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 derry down. 3 generals these mandates have borne cross the sea, to deprive us of fish and to make us drink tea. In turn, sure these freemen will boldly agree to give 'em a dance upon Liberty Tree. Derry down, 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 derry down. Then freedom's the word both at home and abroad, so set out every scabbard that hides a good sword. Our forefathers gave us this freedom in hand, and we'll die in defense of the rights of our land. Derry down, 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 derry down, derry down, 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 derry down. William Billings of Boston, whom we met earlier in his song "When Jesus Wept," wrote our first popular war song called Chester, which some authorities regard as our very first popular song of any kind. It was sung by the American troops during the Revolutionary War as a marching song, although its musical form is actually a hymn. Let tyrants shake their iron rod, and slavery clank her galling chains. We'll fear them not, we trust in God. New England's God forever reigns. Howe and Burgoyne and Clinton too, with Prescott and Cornwallis joined, together plot our overthrow in one infernal league combined. When God inspired us for the fight, their ranks were broke, their lines were forced, their ships were sheltered in our sight, o'er war swiftly driven from our coast. The foe comes on with haughty stride, our troops advance with martial noise. Their veterans flee before our youth, and generals yield to beardless boys. At one point during the Revolutionary War, the British general John Burgoyne made a march down from Canada to Albany. Near Bennington, Vermont, one of his detachments was routed by some ragtag and bobtail American troops. A handsome monument marks the spot, and our next song, The Riflemen of Bennington, marks the occasion. Why come ye hither, you redcoats? Your mind what madness fills? In our valley there is danger, and there's danger on our hills. Oh, hear ye not the singing of the bugle proud and free? Soon you'll hear the singing of the rifle from the tree. For the rifle in our hands will prove no trifle. Yes, the rifle in our hands will prove no trifle. You ride a goodly steed, you may know another master. You forward come with speed, but you'll learn to back much faster when you meet our mountain boys and their leader Johnny Stark. They're lads who make but little noise and always hit their mark. With a rifle, the rifle in our hands will prove no trifle. Yes, the rifle in our hands will prove no trifle. Have you no graves at home across the briny water, that hither you must come like a bullock to the slaughter? If we the job must do, then the sooner 'tis begun. If flint and trigger hold but true, the quicker 'twill be won. With a rifle, the rifle in our hands will prove no trifle. Yes, the rifle in our hands will prove no trifle. Another song about General Burgoyne and his troops tells of his surrender at Saratoga, New York in October 1777. Many of Burgoyne's troops were called mercenary soldiers. That is, they were paid to be soldiers. They were of German origin, known as Hessians. Bennington, the town of Bennington, Vermont, is also mentioned in the song, The Battle Song of Saratoga. Come unto me, ye heroes, and I the truth will tell, concerning many a soldier who for this country fell. Burgoyne, the king's commander, and cursed Tory crew, with Indians and Canadians, he up Lake Champlain flew. He up Lake Champlain flew. He up Lake Champlain flew. With Indians and Canadians, he up Lake Champlain flew. Before the Ticonderoga, full well both night and day, their motions we observed before the bloody fray. Burgoyne sent bound to Bennington, with Hessians there he went. To plunder and to murder was fully their intent. Was fully their intent. Was fully their intent. To plunder and to murder was fully their intent. But little did they know then with whom they had to deal. It was not quite so easy our stores and stocks to steal. Stark would give them only a portion of his lead. With half his crew ere sunset, Baum lay among the dead. Baum lay among the dead. Baum lay among the dead. half his crew ere sunset found lay among the dead. The 19th of September, the morning cool and clear, Gates addressed the army, each soldier's heart to cheer. Burgoyne, he cried, advances, but we will never fly. But rather than surrender, we'll fight him till we die. We'll fight him till we die. We'll fight him till we die. But rather than surrender, we'll fight him till we die. The 7th of October, they did capitulate. Burgoyne and his proud army we did our prisoner make, and vain was their endeavor our men to terrify. Though death was all around us, not one of us would fly. Not one of us would fly. Not one of us would fly. Though death was all around us, not one of us would fly. Now here's a health to Herkimer and our commander Gates, to freedom and to Washington, whom every Tory hates. Likewise unto our Congress, God grant it long to reign, our country rights and justice forever to maintain. Forever to maintain, forever to maintain, our country rights and justice forever to maintain. Nothing got the folks of Boston so angry as the infamous tea tax. We've all heard in school the famous story of the Patriots dressing as Indians and boarding the British ships to spill the boxes of tea and toss them into the harbor. And here is the Boston Tea Tax Song. I snum, I am a Yankee lad, and I guess I'll sing a ditty. And if you do not relish it, the more 'twill be the pity. That is, I think I should have been a plaguey sight more finished man if I'd been born in Boston town, but I weren't, 'cause I'm a countryman. Fal-de-ral-de-ray, fal-de-ral-de-ray, but I weren't, 'cause I'm a countryman. And t'other day the Yankee folks were mad about the taxes, and so we went like Injuns dressed to split tea chests with axes. It was the year of '73, and we felt really gritty. The mayor would have led the gang, but Boston warn't a city. Fal-de-ral-de-ray, fal-de-ral-de-ray, but Boston warn't a city. And then aboard the ships we went, our vengeance to administer. We didn't care one tarnal bit for any king or minister. We made a plaguey mess of tea in one of the biggest dishes. I mean, we steeped it in the sea and treated all the fishes. Fal-de-ral-de-ray, fal-de-ral-de-ray, and treated all the fishes. John Dickinson in the 1760s was inspired to write a lyric to a melody by the English composer William Boyce. Originally called Hearts of Oak, Dickinson's song is now called the Liberty Song. John Adams attended a banquet on August 14, 1767, and later wrote in his diary, quote, "Dined with 350 Sons of Liberty in Robinson's Tavern in Dorchester. There was a large collection of good company. We had the Liberty Song, And the whole company joined in the chorus. Come join hand in hand, brave Americans all, and rouse your bold hearts at fair liberty's call. No tyrannous acts shall suppress your just claim, or stain with dishonor America's name. In freedom we're born, and in freedom we'll live. Our purses are ready. Steady, friends, steady, not as slaves, but as free men. Our money we'll give. Our worthy forefathers, let's give them a cheer. To climates unknown did courageously steer. Through oceans to deserts for freedom they came, and dying bequeathed us their freedom and fame. In freedom we're born, and in freedom we'll live. Our purses are ready. Steady, friends, steady, not as slaves, but as free men. Our money we'll give. Then join hand in hand, brave Americans all. By uniting we stand, by dividing we fall. In so righteous a cause let us hope to succeed, for heaven approves of each glorious deed. In freedom we're born, and in freedom we'll live. Our purses are ready. Steady, friends, steady, not as slaves, but as free men. Our money we'll give. All ages shall speak with amaze and applause of the courage we'll show in support of our laws. To die we can bear, but to serve we disdain. For shame is to freedom more dreadful than pain. In freedom we're born, and in freedom we'll live. Our purses are ready. Steady, friends, steady, not as slaves, but as free men. Our money we'll give.